Hey there, you're having an amazing day. Um, I want to piggyback off of my video that I did yesterday, which was talking about the story of Sophia from the Gnostic text and Mary Magdalene. See, there is a reason why Mary Magdalene was painted as a whore or unworthy or irrelevant. All of her teachings, her writings were oppressed, in some cases burned, lost, and the regime at the time, when they started to develop the religion, went after those individuals that were believing in the Gnostic text, were believing in her writings and her teachings, and they purposely got rid of them. And there were very few that were actually uncovered. See, the way to control the masses, the way to control people is through religion. That's your number one. Your connection to God, to source, whatever that may be, is your most valuable asset, whether or not you believe that. Because think about it. Well, and you do you. Like, I know what I know. If this rings true to you, great. If not, that's completely understandable. But things are very simple in the universe. There are 4 dimensions. There is God, which God is a dimension. It is a central, processing unit. At least when I went there and I saw it for myself, it looked like to me like it was a big supercomputer, and I was able to see God in a form that it chose for that moment, which was a child sitting on a big dragon, which was cute. And it was fun, it was happy, it was joyful. And God itself, yes, is sort of in everything. Yes, it is the flame, it's the energy that flows through everything, at least for those that are connected to, or in some semblance kind of connected to it. Most people are not. Most people aren't even connected to their higher self or greater self. That's the majority of people. If you do ascend, you're actually connecting to your greater self, not source. Very few people, if any, that I have met that thus far have actually connected to source. If you've connected to God, it changes your life. It is literally like sticking your head in a light socket and zapping yourself. And I'm talking to the point of comatose, to the point of no speaking, no movement. It's almost like every single code within you is redefined, recoded. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Because that's what it's like. It is, you just is. And you understand that. Sophia got to that point of realizing God, of realizing when you get back there and you look and you're like, oh, God made me perfect in His image and likeness. That's why it's in the Bible. He made me perfect, flawless in His image and likeness. When you understand that, fully understand that, and realize I am God. I am a mirror of God. I am perfect. There isn't anything wrong with me. There isn't anything I cannot do. There isn't anything I cannot be. I am infinite. I am everything. I love everyone and everything because it's a part of me. That realization, that understanding is very, very difficult to hold on to, especially here, because people will call you arrogant, egotistical, all kinds of different things, because you can't be that. You can't have a connection to God. You can't know God like that. Who are you? But Sophia understood that. I understand that. It's true. It's how I was able to do miracles. It's how Jesus was able to do miracles. It's how Mary Magdalene was able to do miracles. Because they understood that truth. They understood that God is really the feminine. Because she realized that. Mary Magdalene realized that. And then she funneled that knowledge into Jesus through intercourse. Feminine, when she realizes and remembers the truth of who she is, becomes the vessel into which the masculine reconnects into God. Otherwise, for the majority, the masculine is stuck in the material plane, in the consumption mode, in the create here mode. It's the feminine that provides that gateway. She is the one that creates life. He provides the seeds for the egg to grow. And then if he's wise, he creates the environment for her to flourish. Sophia created the serpent, the devil. He wasn't the devil in the beginning. He was divine. But things happened and he was thrown into the void to fend for himself, to figure it out. That's why this became a patriarchal system. This is why the devil is in control here. That's why you're spoon-fed a bunch of bullshit. That's why you believe in worshiping only a father. You believe in only worshiping the man, the masculine. You believe in amassing great wealth, great things, houses, cars. You consume greed. People, I literally saw a post, not yesterday, the day before, about someone that said, this man was broken and then he became wealthy. And then he was surrounded by a bunch of young, hot women. And they're saying, don't judge him. No one was there for him when he was broken. And I said, so you're telling me that a man's worthiness, someone's worthiness is based on the amount of money that they have and who they can buy. But that is the truth of this society. Look at it. It's all about money. Money is the driver of everything. Control the money, control the people, control the power. Which is interesting because there's really an infinite supply of money. But a select group hoard it, they hold it, they control it. They don't teach people about money, investing, profiting, being a business owner, how to do your taxes and all kinds of other things. They don't teach our youth. They don't teach anybody about that. Why? Because the way you can control the masses. That is why they say money is the root of all evil, because it's a control mechanism. No one has amassed wealth to the point of giving it away, redistribution of wealth, to help others and lift them up. No one's done that. Maybe before they die, they decide, hey, I'm going to build a library or or help here or help with science here. But you don't see anybody, Elon Musk, who's a billionaire, you don't see him giving back to the people. You don't see him taking his wealth and helping others and lifting them up. Why? I'll let you decide that one. My point is that as the feminine, taking responsibility for my part, for her part in the dysfunction, in the cycle of predator-prey, of patriarchal dominance over the feminine, of oppression of the feminine, is understandable. If you're going to solve a problem, if you're truly going to find a solution, you have to go into the other person's perspective. You have to see it from their point of view. You have to understand the why and get to the root of it. Otherwise, you repeat the cycles, you repeat patterns. Once I understood that, my greater self is here to heal this, get us out of this, by showing these masculines pure love, possibility. I love you, and I am sorry for hurting you. And I don't necessarily want to be with you or have to be with you, but it is my responsibility to take responsibility for my part in this cycle, in this dysfunction. Because otherwise I live in the illusion, I live in the lie, you do too. The hardest thing to do sometimes is getting out of our own lies, our own dysfunction, not taking personal responsibility for our own decisions and choices. And in some cases, we don't even know what they are, especially when you start getting into the greater self, the subconscious, the bigger self. That's where things get a little dicey, because you think, as a human, I don't know any of this shit. Like, where did this come from? Is this true? Is this real? Why am I thinking this way? You almost feel like you're a little cuckoo, a little crazy, but then you see the work that you're doing to heal these things. Yes, you're doing it in your mind because that's where it began. That's where the dysfunction began, was in the greater mind. You start to heal those things, and then you see them being manifested in the material plane. That's when you know, well, I'm not crazy. I know exactly what I'm doing, or at least my greater self does. And I am here as the conscious mind to help facilitate that healing. You as well, by the way. That healing is allowing me to release and set myself free, and also set my soulmate free as well. To say, hey, I'm sorry. I love you. I accept my role, my responsibility, my part, and I'm going to allow you. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to allow you to go out and live your life, exist the way that you want to exist. Don't know if we'll ever be together in this life, or even if it matters at this point. Because maybe I want to do things differently this time. The unwinding, undoing of the soulmate twin flame trauma bond between Sophia and Beelzebub, the devil, whatever label you want to give him, because he has different names for different lifetimes, it doesn't matter. But to see that other perspective and heal that and let it go allows for new opportunities, new things, new people, new ways of doing things. Because you're able to show individuals who didn't think they were worthy of love. Think of that. Think of all the people in the jails, the murderers, the rapists, the con artists, the liars, the manipulators. Who helps them? We just throw them into those jails and we expect them to rehabilitate themselves with a bunch of other convicts who think the same way? That's not solving a problem. That's actually making the problem worse. And it has. And it is in everything. Because the dysfunction, the virus, the way of thinking, the hatred, the division, all this negativity, all this severe negativity, it literally is in everything. Everyone. I said this yesterday, day before, and I've said this from the beginning, and this is what was told to me. Heal him, heal the world. Who heals the worst of the worst? Who does that? Because if you don't go to their level, to the root, and heal them, or you don't even have to heal them, show them another way. If we don't, then the virus festers. It just recreates and grows. But in order to do that, you have to be completely healed within yourself. There was no way I was going to be able to face those energies without fully being in alignment with who I am, first and foremost. Because otherwise, I would have just become part of the dysfunction. And I did for a while. It took me a long time to get out of it. But once I'm out of it and I see it for what it is, now I can provide solutions. Now I can be a part of the solution. I hope this makes sense. I love you. I really appreciate all of you. Even if you're not like fully understanding or on board, don't worry. You will be. And the future, although people freak out and they go into fear mode and it's scary and they don't know what to do, I think you do. At least if you're with me, you're on my level, and I say that with all the love in the world, you understand that everything's going to be okay. That with the power of greater self, of higher knowing, higher awareness, pure love, knowing that you're infinite, pure energy, really isn't anything that can hurt you. It's all an illusion. Therefore, I can let the dream go. And instead of being a nightmare, create something that is beautiful. I love you very much. Thank you. Thank you for doing all your work. Thank you for being that piece of the puzzle, the tapestry of life that is changing the frequencies, changing the minds of those that never in a million years we would thought that they would change. But they have. And it's working. and it's manifesting, and it's beautiful, and I'm grateful. I love you.